Gears. Let's go back to Iowa. Somebody said globalists are shaken and quaking in their boots after Donald Trump's blowout victory last night. Joining me now is Monica Crowley, former Assistant Secretary of the Treasury, host of the Monica Crowley podcast, and Alex Marlow, editor-in-chief of Breitbart News and author of Breaking the News. Alex Marlow, this is the top of Breitbart. I just love this. The globalists are scared to death. The Davos crowd is scared to death. China is scared to death. And Europe is positively beside itself that Donald Trump just might be back. What do you make of this?
Yeah, we're having a blast over in the Breitbart newsroom today. You start our day at Breitbart like we do. Larry, we start every day at Breitbart by reading the Global Times in China, and they're saying prepare for Trump. Biden might not be a strong opponent. The main obstacle for Trump to overcome between now and Election Day is the courts. It's not even Joe Biden. Then you head over, you read what's going on in Europe. The Belgian prime minister, who's now in the presidency of the Council of Europe, he's saying that Europe is going to be on its own when Trump comes back, which is a huge misinterpretation of America First, but just shows they're panicking. The U.S. underwrites European security, so they're deeply concerned right now. The globalists over there, they're just in a total panic, repeating MSNBC and CNN talking points. We can't get enough of it.
Yeah, me too. But Monica Crowley, it is interesting. I always like the fact that they have, a lot of fear of Donald Trump. Now, his diplomacy has actually been very constructive, as you know as well as anybody. But it was the same thing with Ronald Reagan. They feared Ronald Reagan. They said he was a cowboy. He might do something crazy, press the nuclear button. They said, but that keeps them on their hind legs, if you will. That keeps them moving backwards, So I'd say this is a good thing.
Oh, it's great.
I congratulate the voters of Iowa.
Oh, it's great. It's great. The voters of Iowa began like this snowball that we're going to see, like we saw in 2016, of the American people, state by state, voting for Donald Trump to stand up to these kinds of globalists, transnationalists, people who head up organizations. They're totally unelected. They're unaccountable bureaucrats in the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, the United Nations, that want to superimpose their will on sovereign nations like the United States. Donald Trump stands up as America First. His voters stand up and say, no, not us, not the American people, and not the United States. But they're extremely frustrated. They prefer a weak president along the lines of a Joe Biden, for example, because he's so much easier just to knock over and just railroad with their globalist agenda.
Well, Alex Marlow, I'll tell you what. This world government group that runs Davos, okay, and they're the ones that like open borders. They're the ones who have bought into, all of the John Kerry global warming, whether it's correct or not. I mean, those guys ought to be afraid because Trump is an America First guy, as Monica just said. He's not a world government guy. He's not a Hague guy, world court. He's not really a UN guy either. But he does want peace and prosperity throughout the world. It just has to be done differently.
Yeah, it's just a threat to their power structures that they've been spending decades, if not half a century, crafting. And it's deeply under attack throughout the world. And I talked to President Trump about this last time I was with him in Mar-a-Lago, about how his movement's a global movement. Just look at Javier Milei, Giorgia Meloni, Geert Wilders. Every time democracy actually happens these days, it seems like people are voting for nationalist, conservative, traditional candidates with conservative economic values. The type of stuff that you talk about in your show, Larry, and we write about at Breitbart, it's not the stuff they're talking about at Davos. People are rejecting that. So just letting the people flex their democracy like they did yesterday in Iowa, where we have an election day with voter ID and people all show up at the same time. Who are they voting for? They're voting for Donald Trump by a majority vote.
In droves. Monica, just 30 seconds. Mexico may have gotten a wake-up call because Mr. Trump's views on the border are very well known. And the last time he basically said to Mexico, either you help us stop this, remain in Mexico, or I am not going to let you export cars and machinery or anything else.
Tariffs.
Last word.
Tariffs. And I know you were anti-tariff, but you came around.
If you have to.
Particularly with regard to China and used as a diplomatic as well as economic weapon. Tariffs are very effective because they get the attention of your adversaries and even your allies. Like in the case of Mexico, they get the attention and then it forces policy change to protect the United States, the American people, and the American worker.
Got it.
That's what Donald Trump is all about.
All right, Alex Marlow and Monica Crowley, thank you, kids. Appreciate it.